Does that? Can you hear me now? Is that working now? Oh, I need to go back to Facebook because it's no point. Any sound now? Yeah, you can hear me now. Oh, so all you got was this and me. I look like a muppet then because you can't hear me and I'm all like this. I was saying that nothing would work. Nothing would work. And then it started saying it wanted updates and it wanted this and it wanted that. And I couldn't get it to shut it all down and wait for the restarts and everything. So there we go. Right. As long as you can hear me. Right, my block of the week. I spent all day yesterday. I kept thinking I was doing something wrong because I couldn't get it all to work. How the video that I was watching said it was going to work. However, after I texted Sarah and she spoke to me from the beach, you could hear the cicadas going off. She actually reinforced what I'd begun to think, that you have to do it twice. Okay, so let's see if we can make the rest of the cameras. They were all working just now, okay? So go to number 3. This is the overhead. This is what we're working on today, okay? This is what we are doing. One of these. How lush is that? Now I don't know whether you can, I don't know how to make it go up higher for you to see the whole thing, but it looks pretty cool on there. Let me see, if we go back to there. So that's the block, okay? Let me see, I can go up further. See, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So that's what we're doing today, all right? But I ended up with, couldn't work out why the other one was, it looks the same, but it's the other way round, okay? So you ended up having to do 2. So this is very, very lovely. Unfortunately, those of you who are doing the quilt along will be absolutely fed up to the back teeth of half square triangles by now, but we're doing quarter square triangles, so it's basically the same. So for each block you're going to need 2 of these. 2 of these? So we get 4. No, 1, 4, 4, 4. So no, you're going to have to do 4 of these, which will then give you 2 blocks, 1 of each side. Okay, so we're going to start this. We are going to draw our central line. Okay, so I'm going to draw our central line down there. Nope. On the light side, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch on either side. Now I'm just going to draw in my 1/4 inch because I don't know what foot's on Sarah's machine, so at least I have a guide. Okay, so that's my 1/4 inch. All right, so I'm going to draw down, sew 1/4 inch from the central line. Okay, so I had a lush holiday and Sarah is on holiday now, and it's oh, she has got a 1/4 inch on. Oh, she's a good girl. And it looks lush where she is. It looks amazing. So freezing South Cape in South Africa. Parts of South Africa look like Switzerland covered in snow. It's lovely. Right, okay. So keep going. That's it. Awesome. So we're just going along here. Yeah, I think the sun. Did I cut that? If you go a little bit and wait, you can go back down like that. So, yeah, the weather is really weird everywhere. Now, I know that you would be expecting sun, I would imagine, in South Africa, snow in South Africa at the moment, because it's winter. But, yeah, we're expecting a bit more sun here, and the Sarah was 37 degrees at midnight last night. That's too hot. Right, so we have now sewn down, okay? And we are going to put a line on the other side, like that. Not that you need to draw it. We're going to cut that line, okay? We're going to cut up that line. I'm going to cut up the middle of this so that you end up with the HST, okay? No, QSTs. So you end up with 2 going that way and 2 going the other way. Alright, so you actually use the 2 on the same side, okay? So if you do another one, yes, yeah, that's right. So this is going to go this side is going to go like that there, and then this one goes on the other side that way up. So you can see that this now goes the opposite way. I think I'm confusing things. So you want to keep the ones that are going the same way, you want to keep to one side, okay? Then you want 2 inches of your main fabric and 2 inches of your backgroundy fabric, okay? And you're going to sew those together, right sides together, and you're going to sew down the one side, okay? And you need these to be, oh, I didn't give you any sizes, did I? The squares was 7 inches, and these are 13 inches long and 2 inches wide, okay? So we're going to go back over to the machine. Yeah, as per usual, the black is a batik that I had there. I needed something that was quite a lot of, because I didn't know how it was going to work. So I was talking to Sarah, and I've talked to Anne as well this morning, and we were saying how lovely it would look if you do alternate. So you would do a right hand one here, left hand there, and do that, and put some sashing in between. That would be rather nice. Now I'm going to iron to the dark side. I ironed all of it to the dark side, or most of it to the dark side, and found that they do fit together. There's a couple where it could do with being the other way around, but I'm afraid I never worked it out for you. So, but I ironed all of it to the dark side. For the most part, until you start putting them together, they don't matter. Now, I've done some. You need to do 4 of the 7-inch squares, QSTs. I have some I did earlier, so we just need to work out which ones are the right ones. Okay, so we're going to we've got 3 of these. So we want to do them so that this, we're going that way. So that and that. Right, I have more of those than I have of those. So we're going to go with this one. So you need to, on your 13-inch length, you need to find out where your middle is. Okay, like that. You're going to mark your middle, and then you're going to put one there and one there. Okay, that's how we're going to sew them. So you're going to put the middle of this in the middle mark that you've just made there. And you're going to pin it in like that. Okay. Now this, I saw this video on Pinterest, or sort of still on Pinterest, followed the link and went to this woman, and now I think she's Spanish. I started following her on Instagram, and some of the stuff she does is amazing. In fact, block of the week next week is going to be another one of hers. So I'll make sure that I haven't pinned all that in. And we're now going to sew those two together. So I've got another two. I need another one of these, don't I? There we go. So I'm going to sew this together as well. And we're going to do all four so that you can see how they go together then. Okay? So, back over to the machine. So what have you all been doing? Eh? Have you done anything that is world shattering? Or are we pootling through? Have you been on holiday? I'm looking forward now. I know I haven't long come off holiday, but I'm looking forward to Isle of Man now. It just feels like ages since I've been on holiday. Right, I'm going to put another one in here, so I'm going to fold that in half. And put this one in there. So what do you want to do? I want that one down, like that. That's right. So we're just going to sew the four of them. But I thought about it, I should have sewn 3 of them so that we were just putting one together. But we're gonna quickly put these together. So we're on the second one here. So you want to put your fabric, you're going to fold it in half and put a crease in at the halfway mark so that you know that you're putting your centre of this in. Okay, so we're going to put that in there like that. Okay, you're into your banana sewing machine workshop. Oh, how wonderful. So so I just have to ask you, Jean, when I need a hand, is it? I mean, I'm sure these are beautiful machines, and I'm sure if I was to sew on it all the time, I would love it. But I'm definitely like my brother. But I think it's whatever you get used to, isn't it? I don't like an automatic car, whereas my husband loves it. I mean, I don't like it because I don't know how to drive it. And whenever I drive it, I get the hang of it by the end of it. But to begin with, I'm kangarooing and putting my foot on the brake really hard. Cooling neck noodles. Oh, what's that in centigrade? What's 90 in centigrade? Because we work late with old money we do here. So Andy, are we in the shop on Thursday? Yes, I'll be over here between 1 and, you know, you have to go with 1 and 2 really, strictly speaking, because you never know how long I'm going to take on these things. So, but yes, I'm in the shop. Sarah's not, she's in Cos. Okay. Oh, hello, big boy. So we are going to come back over here. I'm going to iron these out now. You're in the office in Newport, and you thought you'd plan and come and see us. That would be lovely, Andy. You come and see us. So I'm trying to. Why won't that go down? Oh, there you go. The block is beautiful. Like I say, I've been following this lady. I think she's Spanish. She doesn't actually talk. She just sews, and her stuff, some of her stuff is amazing. So we're just going to iron these out, and you should then see that you're going to put the other side on. Okay, so there we go. So Sarah's sister is staying here, so her dog's here as well. I don't need to do that. Hang on. There we go. So that's ironed those out. Okay. Now we're just going to put the other side in now. Alright? So you're going to line them up with the central line. You're going to have to put the central line back in now. So it all should line up. Okay? So we're going to go back over and do these as well. Okay? So, yeah, I think people don't say anything about the machine. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't, should I? And don't get me wrong, it has never not done anything I've asked it to do. And people who have bananas say how wonderful it is. But, I mean, I'm not saying that I would never get a banana. It's just that I like my brother. So, I stick with my brother. We can't all be the same, can we? So we want to mark our middle there, which I can see, and then we're going to put this in. So the one that you put in should be opposite to the first one. Okay, these two you should have your light coloured fabric pointing in opposite directions on either side. Okay, it doesn't matter which ones you're doing as long as they're opposite. So run that up there like that. So we're just putting the last I've got 2 more to go. Now you will sew this more carefully than I am. Pinning is probably a good idea, because you know it's not going to go out of the way. What sides? Just lining up my lines. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So there we go. Looks like a boat. Yes, yes, it would with the sails and everything. It's lovely. Right, I did do that one. Okay, so we now have four of these. There we go. I've got 4 of these. So let's just iron these out. It is like a boat. You are correct. It's 1, 2. I never know whether you're better off using a white when you're using a, you know, white and dark, or whether you should use a dark one, because you would still see the dark thread over here if you were using a dark thread. And we're going to roll this one out as well, and then we're going to trim them back. Okay, so we're going to square them up. The others are 8.5. So, hang on. There we go. 8.5. Right. So, when I square up on something like this, I make sure that my 45-degree angle is on, or as close to that middle line as I can. And I want 8.5 inches. Now, it's going to be slightly out because I can get 8.5 there, 8.5 there, but if I go straight, I think my sewing is out a little bit, but I can get 8.5. No, I can't. Yeah, my sewing is way out. Way out. Now that could just be with the thing. So if I go with 8.25, can I get 8.25? Yes, I can get 8.25 and stay on that line. Like that. So we're going to go with 8.25 with this one. Okay. But you should be able to get out 8.5. I was able to get it out of the others. So now that I've done that, I can line up my 8.25 here on my ruler with that bottom corner. And I can trim them off. Okay, like that. So 8.25 set, 8.25. So I'm going to line up a 45-degree angle on there. Can definitely get 8.25. Like that. So there's my 45-degree angle. 8.25. And we just trim it off. 32 degrees. Now that's not too bad. I can manage 32 degrees. You know, I'd rather it hotter than too cold. However, like somebody had been saying on my social media, they don't mind if it's cold. If it's cold, wet and cold. You can deal with wet and cold, and you can deal with hot and dry. It's the wet and hot that really doesn't sit well, does it? Okay, so I've lined all my lines up. I've got 8.25 all the way round. It's not going to fit in with my other 2, but that's okay. Guess what I'm putting on? I will be getting a new what are they called? Project wallet. There we go. That's 8.25. And last one, I'm doing an 8.25 out of this one as well. There we go, 8.25. Line that all up. That's 8.25. I can only just get 8.25 out of this one as well. So my sewing was way out somewhere because all the measurements were the same. But as long as they all measure the same, nobody's going to say, "Ooh, you're a 1/4 inch out on all of those," as long as they're all exactly the same. So we now have our things. Right. So we want to line up the dark one with a white one, but we want the white one and the dark one to be completely surrounded by the other colour. Okay, so if you have a look at these, you've got the dark one has got white on both sides and the white one has got dark on both sides. It's not the same here. Yes it is. Yes it is. But that white one there isn't. So you want it to line up like that. Okay? And then you're going to do the same there. And there. So can you see you get these to line up with their opposites? Alright, and these are opposites. But you've got the dark all the way around this white one, and you've got a white all around this dark one. Okay? So you're going to put them right sides together like that, and we're going to sew down the bottom bit like this. Now these, when you put them together, these actually click in because they're ironed different ways, and these do, but these don't. So it's up to you whether you then change this so that they click in as well. Okay, so go back to here. Yeah, you can never have enough project wallets. I've always got an abundance of them. Oh, no, come on up, past it. Right, so I'm just going to, come on, line up. I haven't got a, am I actually sewing? I think so. Let me see. There we go. Do with a stiletto. No, it isn't, is it? Right, okay. Sewing on, hang on, I've lost me thread. I don't know how to do that. I'm sure it's very posh. Scissors. Where's all your scissors, girl? Just going to thread the needle. So it's not that one, it's that one, isn't it? Do you know, I don't even know how to thread the needle to that side. There. Needles in there. I'm just getting longer and longer. Ah, there we are. Longer and longer thread there. Okay. There we go. Come on. That's it. There we go. Right. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? It wasn't going through because there was no thread going through. Okay. It does not want to do this. I'm going to turn it over and start from the other end and see how that goes. There we go. Again, pinning it would probably have been the thing to do. Just proper chewed it up there. Right, so I've done that one. Let's try this one. And hope that I haven't moved them around as I've picked them up. Machines really hate that first bit, don't they? Okay. So, I'll go over to here. Where's my fang? I found my fang the other day, but I don't know where Sarah's is. Oh, I can see it. Right, so I've ironed one way, okay, and I want to iron the other one the other way. So it would be that way round. So I've ironed that going up, so we iron this one going down so that we can nest this seam like that. Proper mangled. I have to unpick that bit, but we're not sewing that bit together, so we're not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so these now should click together in the middle. There. Okay, so we're going to pin this one because we're using a larger amount of fabric. Again, these ones here, you could change the direction of one of them is ironed into. It will help with clicking them all together, but it's not those ones I've had trouble with, it's the ones that do click in together. Right, so back over to here. So, oh, it's the cutting bit that I have trouble with. Maybe it's because I'm a lazy foot worker and I end up leaning my foot against the pedal. Right, make sure that they are going in opposite directions. That's it. Move over here, bugger. There we are. Yeah, I've looked into the leaders, Karen, and I think I bought a book that uses the leaders, and you actually use a leader and sew things together, so that, and then you make a quilt out of them afterwards. Right, now this here is going to be quite bulky in the middle, so we're going to unpick some of the stitches. Now, I'm never very good at this. I sort of fiddle with it until I get an open bit. Now, this is the line I've just sewn along here, and we want to open up to that line. You don't want to open over here, you want to open it between the raw edge and, so so that one goes one way and one goes the other. Now, I know this is how it works, I'm just not very excellent at it. It would help if I had a different coloured thread. So my my seams are running, one's this one that way and one's that way. So if you do it so that they go round in a clockwise, so this one needs to go that way, like that, and then this one needs to go that way, like that, and then hopefully this bit then opens up like a flower. And there we go. So this bit here should open up a little bit better than that, like a flower, so that will sit flatter then, and less like a tent. Okay, you know, it's like a circus tent. And there's your block. It's a little smaller than the others, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? I think it's a lovely block. I think it's really, really smart. And I wonder what it would look like as a whole quilt. And I don't know whether I would sash it or whether I would, because you're going to get a secondary pattern. I was talking about it with Anne. When you put these together like this, you're going to get that secondary pattern there. If you put them straight together, you're going to get big blocks, you know, of colour here, okay, like that. So I don't know whether that works, whether you can see that. Let's see here. So if I put that one down there, and then you put this one together, that's what you're going to get. Okay, so you would end up with, that would be your secondary pattern then, which I think is quite cool. I think that would be amazing. So that one would go like that, yeah. So you would get different patterns as you go round. There you go. Doesn't it look clean in the black and white as well? So I might make some more of that. I've got more of that fabric left, so I might make at least another two. This one's the one that we made today is slightly smaller, so I'm either trimming them all down, but yeah, I'm either trim them all down and make another one and cut them at 8 1/4, or I make two more. So yeah, probably going to be in January when we do our charity finish up. But I think it makes a good lap quilt then. Put a couple of thingies around it, or a 6x6 one, or 2x3. That would be quite cool. But along with everything else that I've got planned, I better do the quilt along before I do anything else. Okay, there you go. Always get stuck to flatten seams and such. Yeah, I know it needs flattening because it's harder to quilt otherwise. But yeah, I always fiddle around until it sort of eventually it'll go. Okay, I will see you Thursday. If nothing's going on in the shop tomorrow, I will do a walk around like I've been promising for 3 weeks. But that will all depend on how many people I have in the shop at the time. And Thursday we're doing a tuppenny pincushion. that sounds good. That's if I can work out how to... Carol, you forgot me. But never mind, I forgot the bins. So, you know, it's not really quite the same thing, but you know what I mean. Right, okay, I'm going now. I'm wittering. I will see you definitely Thursday, if not tomorrow. All right, you take care. Bye.